Today, Kevin and I are going to be trying 4 giant cookies from Pipeline Bakeshop and Creamery. Pipeline Bakeshop and Creamery is actually located on Oahu in Hawaii. And Courtney ordered these cookies for us from Pipeline through Goldbelly. So Goldbelly had a collection of stuff that you could order, and that's what Courtney did. And so this is part of that collection. And hopefully you've watched the other 2 reviews we've done about Pipeline. So these cookies, I just want you to know, I like to let people know, they're not labeled at all. So they do not have the name on any of them. There's no ingredients, and I'll let you know that too, because if you have an allergy or something like that, then you'll have to go to the Goldbelly website because it's not on here. So we have the Oh My Chocolate Chip, we have Avery and Molly, we have M&M Monster, and Fruity Pebble, Lihing Fruity Pebble. So I wanted to open these up over here and show you what they look like, because these cookies are quite large. And let's see, we can see, I had not planned on doing this at all, but we can weigh it. So this is a 5.45 ounce cookie. The Avery and Molly, I'm doing this because we'll see if they're about the same. Okay, that is huge. Oh, and this is the bottom. Okay, so this one is 5.65. And if you want to see the bottom of the chocolate chip, it looks like this. And then this is the M&M Monster, and it honestly feels lighter, so we'll see.
It's really thin. Yes,
it's very thin. And these all seem like very crisp cookies. Yes, it's only 2.90. So very, very light compared to the other ones. And then we have the Lihing Fruity Pebble. And there are no heating instructions on these. There are also no heating instructions on the website. So we think you're supposed to eat them just like this. Okay, and so this one is 2.70. So you can see that sizes vary. This is a softer cookie. Let me get that chip there. So let me cut these open for you. We'll see what they look like on the inside. So the chocolate chip, you can see they are very, very thin cookies. And then we have the Avery and Molly. This is the thickest.
Yeah, and it has Oreo in it.
Yes, there's a whole Oreo in the center. Okay, and then we have the Monster, which is
going to be much to see here.
No, there's not much. No, and you see where it broke. It's just a very, very thin and crispy. And then the Fruity Pebble. Again, very, very thin. So we have our cookies here. The first one we're going to be trying is the Oh My Chocolate Chip. A chocolate chip cookie. You know what? I just noticed. This has the sizes on here.
Oh, 8 ounces.
And we could have compared them.
Well, you got 2.7, 2.9 for those, and they say they're 3.
Okay.
And these say one says it was 8 ounces. I don't think it was 8. But for the Oreo one, I think it was only like 5 points.
Yeah, I don't remember now what they were because I didn't realize.
It was less than 6.
I didn't realize the sizes are on here. So, yeah, they do have the sizes in the
description.
Yeah, and they were not what they were supposed to be.
Well, the 2 small ones were pretty close.
They were under.
Slightly. One was 2.9, so
okay.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. And the one was 5 point something, and the chocolate chip, and it says it's 6, so it's pretty
okay.
Good. The only one that was lower was the Avery and Molly.
Okay, so the Oh My Chocolate Chip is a chocolate chip cookie lover's dream, packed with chocolate chips and chunks throughout. Approximately 6 inches and 6 ounces.
And it's chunkier chips. It's like the little square.
Yeah.
It's not like chips.
Because when I looked at these cookies, I didn't see, I thought, which one's going to be the chocolate chip? Because it doesn't look like your traditional chocolate chip cookie because these chunks are so big. So.
Oh, that's softer than I thought it would be. It almost looks like it has caramel in there.
It does, yeah. I love those chunks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad they're not hard. It's nice tasting cookie.
I love, yeah, that is so good. Now, do you get, it looks like caramel. Did you get caramel?
Mm-mm. I like its chocolate chips, the chocolate flavor.
Mm-hmm. I was worried that it was going to be dry.
Mm-hmm.
And
it probably would if it wasn't for those chunks.
That's exactly what my point was going to be. I think it would have been dry, but these chunks are so huge.
And soft.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, very good. They have a good flavor to them too. They have a different flavor than like a Nestle Toll House, like chocolate chips.
Oh, yeah.
They have a different chocolate flavor than those. They're nice. It's not what I consider a buttery chocolate chip cookie, but it is a very sweet chocolate chip cookie. It's got a nice flavor to it.
I think, that is probably the most chocolate I've had in a chocolate chip cookie because, the chocolate is really strong.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It tastes different than just the regular chip.
Yes, I would love to know where they get those chunks from, what brand, because certain cookie companies use certain brands of chunks and chips and all that. And I would love to know what brand that is, where they get those big chunks, because that is a very nice chocolate. And
they're almost like cylinders. They're almost like rounded, like a Tootsie Roll. Do you see how that's shaped like almost like a Tootsie Roll?
But that, it definitely does not taste like Nestle Toll House or anything. No. And the chocolate, it's not a milk chocolate, but honestly,
it's not dark either.
It's not dark either.
That's nice.
So, I think it's really good. It's surprised me how good it is. Okay, the next one is Avery and Molly, Pipeline's most popular monster cookie. Oh. Over 6.5 ounces of cookies and cream cookie dough with brownies and marshmallows. Huh. A whole Oreo is sitting in the middle of this cookie, approximately 6 inches and 8 ounces.
Okay, there's the brownie. Okay.
Yeah, there's like right here. That's a huge brownie chunk.
There's
and I'm gonna get brownie and Oreo. In
the reason I say we thought it was caramel at first, there's a little bit of a stickiness to it sometimes too. Like this, I'm touching it; it's kind of sticky. You get a brownie, that's all you taste.
Now that we're eating these, I definitely think you could heat them up if you wanted to, but they do not give heating instructions, and so there was no way that I was gonna do something that I wasn't supposed to do. Because sometimes it makes things better. But sometimes you could ruin it all if you put it in the oven. It's not supposed to be put in the oven or in the microwave or whatever. I definitely think if you order these, you could heat them in the microwave for a couple of seconds and they would be really good.
Yeah, you don't have to.
No, you don't have to, but I just think it'd be good.
Just like if you made homemade cookies. These remind me of homemade cookies. They really do. Like something you make at home. When they cool off, you usually just eat them. You don't necessarily heat them. Although you could, generally you don't.
Generally, once you baked them and they come out of the oven, they cool off. You don't heat them again. You're right. I've never done that with
this is the same way. So you could eat them warm if you wanted to heat them up a little bit, like 5 or 6 seconds in the microwave, or you just leave them like that.
I've never thought about that before.
Yeah, no, you never.
I've never made cookies and then gone back and heated one of them up.
No,
it just doesn't happen.
I don't get the marshmallow. I see marshmallow like on top and stuff, and it was a little sticky. But
I was going to say, if you're not getting a hunk of Oreo or a hunk of brownie, it is chewy. It definitely has a chewy texture, and I guess that is from the marshmallow.
I don't know. I didn't get that.
That one, it's a very chunky cookie. Has some good flavors going on.
It's not as sweet.
But it does not beat that first one.
No, the chocolate chip has a lot more flavor and it's a lot sweeter.
So we'll see if any of these other ones beat that first. That first one's going to be hard to beat because of the pure amount of chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is M&M Monster. Made with M&Ms, potato chips, and marshmallows. That sweet and salty flavor. Approximately 6 inches. And it is 3 ounces, it says.
It's very, very thin.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna get one that's broken here. Well, it has a little bit of everything. I hope they use one of the Hawaii brand potato chips.
No.
I don't know, but I hope they do. I think if you like the Tate's Bake Shop cookies, because they're so thin and crisp, you would like that. It's very sweet.
It is sweet, and you get the flavor of a little bit of the chocolate, a little bit of the potato chip. It's a little. Some spots were chewy. Like I got a little bit of a chewy spot. It was crunchy, super, super crunchy, but a couple little spots were chewy in there.
That
it's okay. It's not my kind of cookie, but
I do like it. I really do. Because I've had very, very crisp, thin cookies that I've loved. Pepperidge Farm makes thin and crispy cookies that are outstanding. And so if that's your go-to cookie, I think you will really enjoy that because you do get the sweetness from the M&M. You get the salty from the potato chip. I was worried it would be too dry, and it is.
It's a drier cookie.
It is a drier cookie, but it's a thin, crisp cookie. So, you know, it's not going to be a ooey gooey cookie. I like the flavor combination.
It's okay for me. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad by any means. If you got it, you would enjoy it. It's just not one I would want to order again and again.
I don't know what brand they use, but the flavor of the potato chip kind of reminds me of a Ruffles flavor.
Yeah, I can see that. Kind of potato forward.
Yes, yes. It is a heavy potato flavor. Because some chips, you don't get that heavy of a potato flavor. That, you do taste that potato.
Yeah, I don't think they used a really salty potato chip either. Because you don't get a lot of salt.
Not a lot of extra, but it's so sweet.
Yeah.
Really. Okay, now the last one is the Lihing Fruity Pebble. A Fruity Pebble cookie with Lihing to give it that sweet and salty profile. 6 inches, and it is a 3-ounce cookie.
Yeah, and that was about right. No, this one's softer. Or it feels softer. This fruit cereal suffered from the cereal curse.
The Fruity Pebble curse. It's the Fruity Pebble curse.
They get chewy.
Very,
very chewy.
I would be curious if they have return customers for that particular cookie.
It has a nice flavor. I like the flavor of
The
it.
flavor's fine.
But it's very chewy.
It's very chewy.
And it's all comes down to that cereal. The cereal's
because
chewy.
for anything that we've had with Fruity Pebbles.
That's been baked.
That's been baked, yes. Well, even like fresh donuts or fresh cookies that have had Fruity Pebbles on top.
Sometimes they get.
I wouldn't get it again.
Yeah, they get chewy.
Well, Fruity Pebbles is a very aggressive flavor. It's very strong, very in your face. And
which makes it a good cereal.
Makes a good cereal. But some things, a cereal is better being a cereal than putting it in ice cream or things that it just doesn't go in. Sometimes you just have to let the cereal be the cereal. And I wonder how many people buy this because it is Fruity Pebbles, but then do they go back and buy it again? Because for me, it's not that it tastes bad. It's incredibly sweet.
I like the flavor.
But I think it's just the texture thing.
Yeah. It's very chewy. I mean, the little cereal things are chewy and they get stuck in your teeth.
Yeah. So honestly probably one of the better things I've had with Fruity Pebbles. But still, it wouldn't, with all these other good ones to choose from, it wouldn't be my go-to. If I were to go to their shop, like that would be my go-to cookie.
And it's not their fault that it turned chewy. That's literally, we have that in so many things.
Yeah, that's what happens when you try to put Fruity Pebbles into something else. That's just what happens with it. But it's the thing to do these days, just like with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You know, everybody wants to put that in everything. My favorite is the first one.
Yeah,
I mean, and who would have thunk it, you know? But we've described it for you, and it's just a really good cookie. But my second is going to be different than yours, because I'm going to pick the M&M Monster.
It's this one, the potato chip one. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Oreo one.
And my third's gonna be the Oreo.
Yeah, even though I technically would not. If I went to the store, I would just buy the chocolate chip. I wouldn't buy anything else.
If it's your favorite, you're spending money on it. Why not get your favorite?
But if they were like out of that one and I chose something else, I'd pick the Oreo one.
Right. Well, I have no idea what other flavors cookies they make. No. Do they offer different flavors on Goldbelly? I don't know.
Yeah, this was just a sample, like a sample box.
Yes, that Courtney ordered. So she sent us malasadas, came in the box. We've done videos on each one of these things. So we did malasadas, we did cake bombs, and then we did these cookies. If I were to recommend, if they have like a whole set of just malasadas or just cake bombs or just cookies, I would recommend you order those cake bombs.
They're really good. Like little bun cakes.
The cake bombs were the best. Yeah. I mean, amazing.
They were really good.
And so I would get those again anytime. But I would pick the cookies second.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick them all.
I would not pick the malasadas.
Just because they're different. They're not your traditional like donut. They're different.
I think most people.
I think even calling them a donut is kind of misleading, because most people aren't going to consider that a donut.
Right. Yeah. It's because they're very bread-like. Yeah. So I do think, though,
I think they're good.
This is a great collection. I think it's a good representation of what a little sample. I love that. I love like a sample selection of all of it.
Because we've said many times that the company should offer more samples of what they have.
Yes. So I think this is the perfect. I do think this is a good selection to order from Goldbelly, especially if you've never had malasadas. That will let you know what they are.
Yeah.
Because we've tried them once from Hawaii, and honestly, it's not something we've gotten since, because it's like, you know, this is my idea of a donut. But it might be your idea of it. You know, you might enjoy it more than I did. For us, it's more bready, and so it's not what we're used to. But if you want a sample selection from this company from Hawaii, I think this is a good one to order. Yeah. So, Courtney, thank you so much for sending us these. We greatly enjoyed getting to try all these foods, and as a place that we missed when we visited Hawaii. So I'll have lots of pictures for you at the end, and thanks for watching.